Picture yourself in post-WWII America 1952. Paul Tillich steps up to the lectern at Princeton, a man wrestling with the big bad trio, death, meaninglessness, and guilt. He asks, how do you find the guts to face your own existence when it feels fragile, fleeting, and flawed? Suddenly, the question isn't just philosophical, it's personal. What if courage isn't just bravery but a deep yes to being itself? Hold that thought. Tillich digs into ancient wisdom to tackle this terrifying vacuum inside us, our fear of non-being. The old Stoics and Spinoza don't just offer comfort, they hand you tools to fight existential dread. Tillich opens with the Stoics, Seneca, Epictetus, who faced death with calm certainty. Seneca once said, "Death smiles at us all a man can do is smile back." This wasn't nihilism but a fierce acceptance that frees you from fear, a radical inner fortress against chaos. Think of existential anxiety like a rumbly volcano beneath your feet, terrifying but alive. Tillich shows it's not just fear but energy pushing you toward authenticity. It's the friction that sparks courage, not the absence of dread but the dance with it. The payoff? When you lean into this anxiety rather than run, you flip from paralysis to power. Tillich calls this the courage to be, an act that affirms your existence despite meaninglessness. It's not about illusions but embracing your finite, flawed self with boldness. Tillich zooms out from solo soul-searching to the group. Turns out, our fight with nothingness isn't just a lonely battle, it's a social dance where courage jumps from one person to another. Tillich draws on real post-war communities rebuilding their crushed spirits, like soldiers bonding in WWII or strangers rallying in urban churches. These groups offer a shield against existential isolation by creating shared purpose and rituals that remind you belong. Imagine group identity like a woven tapestry. Alone, each thread is fragile, but together they form a resilient fabric. Tillich shows how this collective identity wraps individuals in existential armor, giving courage based not just on yourself but on we. The surprising payoff: when people find shared meaning, despair loses its grip. Participating in a meaningful group injects a kind of ontological vaccine. It doesn't erase loneliness but fortifies you against its attacks, letting courage swell in numbers. Finally, Tillich takes a hard swipe at traditional theology. But don't expect a preacher here. He reframes faith as an encounter with ultimate reality, not dogma, making it fresh, challenging, and deeply existential. Tillich's famous twist: faith isn't blind belief but ultimate concern, the thing that anchors your whole being. He uses an example from Kierkegaard's Leap of Faith, where doubt and risk fuel belief rather than contradict it, transforming theology into a lived experience of courage. He tears down the image of God as a distant judge, replacing it with the ground of being. It's like swapping a rigid desk boss for the very soil you're rooted in, a power that supports your courage to exist even in chaos. The result? Theology becomes a call to stand courageously in the face of existential doubt, not a set of simple answers. Tillich leaves you with this bold insight: faith is the courage to be itself, the ultimate existential act. Remember that moment back in 1952, Tillich confronting existential fears with a fresh question: what if courage is about saying yes to your own existence? We circled ancient wisdom, the comfort of community, and finally faith as a lived risk. So tonight, try this: face one small fear with a bold yes. Let it be your tiny courage to be. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.